Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and I got a very special shout out for my longtime fan, Guersan. You are the best there is, the best there was, and the best ever will be.
Hello, champions. So we just had what we pretty much call a community meeting with Scopely. It's basically 20 faction leaders from a bunch of different factions, plus other community people like myself, for example, and a bunch of people from the developing team of Champions. And we used to have those every 2-3 months back then, but it's been like 6 to 8 months since the last time we've had one, so it's been a really long time. And we just got one, lasted about 90 minutes or so, and I got a whole lot of news to share with you guys. Now keep in mind, I'm basically reading a bunch of posts that they gave us. Some of those I'm gonna read at the first person, some I'm gonna read at the third person, so keep that in mind. I'll try to give you some more info on some of those things. So here it goes. There's a lot of exciting stuff, lots of requests that have been asked forever. So there we go. So first, they're going to be cleaning up the battle menu. That's the bottom menu where you click on battle and you got all the different modes that you can access. They're going to put some general polish to the home screen layout, attract states for the free loot and the Shane's contract, and better clarity on when you have daily missions to claim, for example. They're also going to be polishing the background ring and area, making the screen a lot clearer and easier to read. The footer icon may get some change and cleanup because none of them really like them, although they do like them better than the old ones. That's pretty much all there is about the overall UI. In the last release that they haven't rolled out yet, because the team is still working on, they're going to be adding an energy system to invasions, so that it's not as crazy intense as feuds are right now. So it's basically going to be action points pretty much. So you'll be, once you're out of energy, you can't play the invasions anymore until it reloads. That way it won't be like it used to, where you basically spent your whole day on it like a feud is. Note that we'll be launching at least one trial run invasion to make sure we got the balance right. So it probably won't contribute to the month-long event and everything, and it's gonna have its own reward instead, and it's due to either end of February to early middle March. There's gonna be major performance improvement. The 20 longest load time stuff in the game are gone, so curious to see about that, because that's definitely one that was high on my list. There will be a currency that allows you to fill up hollow stars. Glorious! Yeah, you heard that right. A currency that fills up hollow stars. Now, they say it is class-specific currency. It can be used on any single character, but you can't use the trickster currency for an acrobat currency, obviously. And the amount required will scale with the star being filled. Example, if you have a character with 1 full star and 3 hollow star, the first star you fill will be cheaper than the third one, obviously. So that, I can't wait for that. That's one of the things I'm more excited about. Also, the way we're trying to configure invasions is a competitive but lower engagement game mode that player can engage with throughout the week. That goes in line with what I was explaining earlier. We might run 24-hour invasion on both Tuesday and Thursday, but with a maximum number of battle per person, so it doesn't feel crazy like feuds. We're going to configure the reward accordingly, but as for what exactly accordingly means right now, that's still to be dated. But if you're able to earn individual rewards twice per week, they won't be as juicy each time as they would be if there was one major one being run once per month. Faction Expedition are going to get different, there's going to be Faction Expedition are going to get different cool new ones, and they're going to bring back the Rush tokens. Also, another one of those glorious ones, We are strongly considering a gear loot or bag that would accept gear chips as a currency to buy. Now again, they said they are strongly considering. That means that's not done. That's probably nowhere near to be done, but that's something they're thinking of. So we're already on the right track there. So we all have, well, most of us have tons of gear chip that we just can't do anything with because most of the good gear we would want to buy, we can't use those. Well, they're thinking about something to make us spend those. So good on that. Also, we got something for your old currency released after the next update and is already in testing. That means something to spend all the crap you got in your inventory and get something for it. So they're currently testing something. That means it's probably in the final stages of it happening. So again, freaking glorious. All right, now another really big one that we've all been basically complaining about it for as long as I can remember, the freaking Versus. It is getting a major overhaul. It's basically getting trashed, and we're gonna get something new instead. It's gonna be the PvP revamp, and that's coming fairly shortly. Right now, the expected release is either the end of March or the early April. And I actually have a lot of details about that one. So let's go through it and we'll talk about it. So the PvP revamp. No more switching gender restricted. There will be 3 PvP modes active at the same time. Male and male, female and female, and either female and male or male and female. He doesn't remember which one they ended up choosing. Each PvP mode will have its own leagues and its own weekly rewards based on your progression in that league. PvP will now have its own currency, which you will get one after your first battle in each PvP mode. So if you're in bronze or whatever for the female and gold for male and male, you will get more reward per battle and more reward at the end of the week for the male mode. Basically, the more you play it, the more you're going to get rewards. And the more you're going to rank into the different tiers of those rewards, and you're not going to get your rewards based on your final leaderboard, for example. The PvP currently will be usable in a new PvP shop. The PvP currency will be usable in a new PvP shop. The items that appear in the shop will be random. They will reset every 24 hours, but you can also spend cash to reset them. But you don't have to. You can just wait 24 hours and they're going to reset for something else. And you don't lose your currency either. So you can just wait for something better. Where was I? Example, you can get some 1-star tokens, up to 4-star gold tokens and diamonds. Item in the PvP shop can only be purchased with PvP currency. That means you can't spend money to earn those. You can buy your way in those rewards. You got to work your ass off for those. The PvP shop can be refreshed for in-game cash, but will refresh every 24 hours, regardless if or when you refresh manually or not. This release will also finally have a way for you to clean out old currency from your inventory and get some goodies in return. We talked about that earlier as well. The goal with the 3 modes of the PvP is not to make you play a shit ton of each. If you participate up to X amount of matches, you'll get nearly max currency per day. If you want to compete on the leaderboard or go harder, you'll get a bit of a kickback as well, but we don't want you playing 300 battle per day or something nuts. So when I was saying earlier you can play your ass off and earn more, obviously there's a daily cap for those, but if you do all the different leagues, it adds up. As a result of, alongside with these changes, fame and notoriety rewards are going away. These are being converted into the 2 forms of versus currency distribution per battle and weekly. Notoriety will remain, but it will be separated for the 3 modes. and each mode will have its own leagues, with leagues reward in the form of versus currency and leaderboards, currently without specific rewards. And there will be one character who can only be obtained in the versus shop, nowhere else. More on that later. So again, to get on that, the leaderboard, as it is currently being designed and think of, there will be no reward for your leader rank. It is mainly for you EPing, basically bragging rights. Where was I again? You'll get more versus currency at the end of every week by being in a higher league, obviously. Leaderboard will be bragging rights only, again. And they did give us, they wouldn't tell us what was the special character that is only obtainable in the versus shop, but they did give us a hint, and that hint was the NWO Wolfpack logo that they posted. So, don't know who it's gonna be, but I guess it's gonna be someone from the Wolfpack. Versus will be an individual competitive mode. There may be live events that go along with it in the future and whatnot. Currently, they're discussing internally on how to revamp L mode loot boxes and rewards to reflect the 4-star content in the game. That's also well overdue, because right now, basically, if you do hard mode or L mode, you're pretty much getting the same reward for both. So they're working on that. They have a bunch of upcoming female superstar characters to be released, including some very big names. I hope Becky is one of them. And now, kept for last, the Eternal, Enzo Amore, and Alberto Del Rio, and all the other guys that are just not available in the game anymore. What the hell is happening with those and their trainer abilities mostly? Because those guys are really, 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 really important. And it's a real pain in the ass for those that don't have them, because they really make some character that would be great, pretty much useless if you don't have those. So they are very aware about that issue. They've been for a very long time. And we did get a little detail about it. Unfortunately, well, I'll just read you the exact statement that Dan, the executive producer for the game, gave us. And just so it's not misinterpreted, I'll just read exactly what he said. He said, "We are looking at multiple ways to potentially solve this problem. Example, replacing certain characters. But they are part of this topic that we can't discuss for legal reasons. And that makes it challenging for us to give you a more complete answer. So I wish I could say more than solving this problem is a priority for us and we're working on it, but that's not the case." So that's the whole statement we got. So basically, they are very actively working on it, and it is a top priority. Unfortunately, they can't give us details because they have a lot of legal stuff around it that they can't talk about. It's been heavily rumored, and pretty much freaking common sense that since those guys are not in the WWE anymore, they just don't have the rights for them. They never pretty explicitly said to us that that's the reason, because again, they can't talk about it for a legal reason. But freaking common sense would be that they just can't use them because they don't have the license for them. So at least we know now that they are very actively working on something about it. That doesn't mean it's going to be happening anytime soon, but I guess it's probably not going to happen 2 years from now either. So that's about it for the upcoming change. A lot of stuff that has been asked for a very long time. So very excited about that. And what's even more exciting is that pretty much all of those are in the very near future. And by very near, it's like within the next 2 months or so. So pretty happy about that. Hopefully we're going to have more of these meetings to get more info. We used to have a lot more in the past. Hopefully we're going to get the ball rolling on that. And on my end, I got a special giveaway for you guys that I'll be getting the info early next week to show you. And it's going to be in-game stuff giveaway. So stay tuned for that, probably Monday or so. Got to get it approved first, again by legal. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys. If you're not already subs, make sure to do so to be kept aware when I post new stuff. If you have any comments, leave them. And if you like the video, leave a like and share. See you guys. G out. Ciao.